And rather fortuitously, this was chosen as our prospect for the future before he recently won the British Light Middleweight Championship with a very hard-fought win over Andy Till. This was against Mick Mulcahy from Manchester, his professional debut back in January of '91 in Brierley Hill in the West Midlands. Robert McCracken in the red trunks, tall, hard puncher, good chin. And Mick Mulcahy, one of two boxing brothers, the other one being Chris, but out of his league here against McCracken. Shot there from McCracken, the right cross. And Mulcahy on the deck. About a minute gone in the first round. And McCracken unloading there with some wide body shots. Referee John Coyle deciding that Mick Mulcahy's had just about enough, so good debut win for McCracken. That's the right cross that started it all off. Mulcahy okay in his own class.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you, Robert McCracken was an outstanding amateur boxer. Tonight was his professional debut, and I'm sure you agree, on a performance like that, he's going to go a very long way indeed.
Oh, Mike Shinfield's words coming true.
And ladies and gentlemen, can I just tell you that he's so highly thought of, he's going to be boxing at Wembley on February the 13th. Robert McCracken at Wembley.
And he did indeed box in Wembley. Beat Gary Barron in a couple of rounds. But this was fight number 7 against Great Yarmouth's Marty Duke. And Marty, another one of those busy, hustling little fighters. But always been a bit susceptible to a left hook as Marty. This in the Leisure Centre in Alfreton in Derbyshire. And in between the Mulcahy fight and this fight with Marty Duke, mentioned that McCracken had beaten Gary Barron, also beaten Tony Britland, Dave Andrews, Tony Gibbs, Paul Murray. And Duke on the floor in the opening round.
6, 7, 8.
Up at 8, referee once again John Coyle from Wolverhampton. Once again, Marty Duke there caught with a nice crisp punch from McCracken.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And referee John Coyle decides that Marty's had enough. Bit of a protestation there from the Norfolk man, but McCracken racks up win number 7.
37 seconds of the first round, the referee has stopped the contest. Duke being in no condition to continue. The winner, Robert McCracken.
Managed by Mickey Duff, trained by the Lynch brothers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pro Sport Boxing and the National Promotions are proud to present a welterweight contest of 8 3-minute rounds between, in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks from Camberwell, would you please welcome Newton Barnett. And in the red corner, wearing the blue and white trunks from Birmingham, Robert McCracken.
So McCracken then, fight number 9 for him. And against Camberwell's Newton Barnett. Rather eccentric character, Newton Barnett.
The timekeeper, Mr.
And in the corner there, Speedy Mitchell, a good class light middleweight in his day. Referee John Keane from Northampton.
On his shorts, just seeing them there, and on the back of.
So fight number 9 then for McCracken, round 1 of a scheduled 8. And Newton Barnett, well, he's been around a long time. Had some good wins as well, notably one over Damien Denny, which was in fact avenged by Denny, but a crushing win nonetheless for the Camberwell man. Often been known to be a bit verbal as well, Newton, while the action's actually in progress. I remember seeing him turn kickboxer in one particular fight a long time ago now in London. And Barnett's always been game. McCracken had earned himself a good reputation with his body punching. Just the right cross there from Barnett, but a right hand from McCracken has him on the floor in the opening session. And Robert McCracken will now be pretty firmly placed in the top 15, I imagine, with the Independent World Boxing rankings after that recent win over Andy Till.
Might have been a little bit of a slip involved, but it was getting out of the way of the body shot, if it was, and even so, it's still landing.
So good first round then for McCracken. Got that one by a full point. If I remember rightly, this is the Oakengate Town Hall, Telford, just outside Telford, in fact.
There are going to be some interesting contests coming up in the Midlands.
Nice, intimate little venue.
Reached the very top of the
Comfortable as well, and that's the right hand that they've both connected with, but McCracken's better. Round 2 then of a scheduled 8. Referee John Keane there having a stern word with Newton Barnett just to obey the rules. Oops. Barnett punching on the break once again. Got a bit of a mind of his own, Newton Barnett.
Whether that's an action to follow a young fighter out of his pride.
See what I mean? And Newton Barnett at that point now where he doesn't really mind if he gets thrown out. That's probably what he's looking for. And referee John Keane has made it very clear to him that's exactly what will happen if he has to warn him again.
Punches in that first round was such. I'm sure he really fancied it. Maybe it's a semi-honourable way out.
Nice uppercut from McCracken. So halfway through the second round then. Well, referee John Keane there has had just about enough of Newton Barnett. Threw him out for throwing a punch after the order to break. An uppercut you may have seen. So McCracken then wins on a second round disqualification over Newton Barnett. Oh well. I don't suppose you can really blame referee John Keane.
And the referee, quite rightly, in my opinion, said, that's it, I'm not having any more. You've had a warning. You've had more than one warning. And that is the finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute 44 seconds of round two for persistently infringing the rules, the referee has disqualified Newton Barnett. The winner, Robert McCracken.
And that turned out to be win number 9 for the Brummie.
But it's as if like you didn't get a chance to do it.
No. What do you think about the decision?
It was the right decision. You can't.
I think so.
Robert McCracken wanted to do well. He was trying to do well. When I have to a fighter in that sense,
And fight number 10 for McCracken became against the Welshman, Michael Oliver, in Liverpool back in the November of '91.
Continue the program, ladies and
And it's a tremendous venue as
The
well.
welterweight contest of 8 3-minute rounds. Between introducing in this corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Hengoed in Wales, Michael Oliver.
There is Michael Oliver. Not a bad fighter, Michael Oliver. Had a few problems though in his time.
Ladies and gentlemen, undefeated Robert McCracken. At the weigh-in today, Oliver scaled 10 stones, 10.5 pounds. McCracken, 10 stones, 10 pounds. The referee for this contest, Mr. Mickey Van.
So Michael Oliver then just about as tall as Robert McCracken, as you can see. Not much in it at all. Referee Mickey Van. Michael Oliver. Nice stand-up boxer, tough as well. Managed and trained by Di Gardner down in Hengoed in South Wales. Round 1. Lovely right hand there from McCracken. A taste of things to come. Once again, McCracken catching Oliver with some nice sharp right hands, looking for the finish very early on. Once again, some good work from McCracken. So good first round then for McCracken, and very busy schedule for McCracken his first year as a professional. 10 fights in fact, this is the 10th since his debut in January of '91. Into the second. Oliver decked in the first by a right hand. Well, still no one managed to go the distance with McCracken coming into this. Nice little right hand there from Michael Oliver. The Welshman now trying to mix it up. Another good round then for McCracken. And of course McCracken had beaten another couple of Welshmen coming into this fight with Michael Oliver in the shape of Tony Britland and Dave Andrews. Good sharp right again from McCracken. Quite a bad nosebleed for Michael Oliver in this third session. Referee Mickey Van just taking a pretty close look at that. It looks like the nose has been broken from a very sharp right. As you can see, giving Michael a few problems there. Marked up quite badly as well around both eyes. Mickey Van, yep, realising, and Michael Oliver wished to carry on, but nose was broken in fact and bleeding quite badly. So McCracken racks up win number 10. And Oliver would have been the last one to have quit. Would have carried on there. But Mickey Van was absolutely right, I think. Saved him for another day.
With Oliver not in a position to continue, the referee has stopped the contest.
So good win then for McCracken, and we've got some more to come after this break. Next time we saw McCracken in action was against Horace Fleary, once again in Telford. And Horace has just gone on to win the German International Super Middleweight Championship in Germany. Got a call the other day from his manager Greg Steen. And of course, Fleary capable of campaigning as a light middleweight, a middleweight or a super middle. Referee Terry O'Connor. And we join this one in the 8th and final round. And as it turned out, Horace Fleary would be the first man to take Robert McCracken the full route. That's no reflection, of course, of McCracken's ability, just the very fact that Horace Fleary has mixed it in very high company indeed. And always managed to give some highly rated fighters a tough night's work. Whilst he's sitting ringside there, worth mentioning that Bob Mee's updated British boxing record book is now out on sale. You can can get in touch with Bob via Boxing News. Well worth having. And I'll be running the odd competition in the next couple of weeks, so you can win a copy. And referee Terry O'Connor, a former Midlands area heavyweight champion. And doesn't look too far from his fighting weight, does he? So, there it was then. McCracken travelled the full 8 rounds for the first time in his professional career to outpoint Horace Fleury very clearly. It was forced to work. And Norman Phillip working in the Horace Fleury corner. As it's Dave Paris, not Parish. And this was against Ensley Bingham, an eliminator for the British light middleweight crown, which of course Robert McCracken now wears. And Manchester's Ensley Bingham will create a bit of a shock for the Brummie in this opening session. This was always going to be fiercely contested. And that's the shock. McCracken on the floor from a big left hook from Ensley Bingham. And he can throw a shot, that's for sure. The Ensley Bingham special. McCracken up, walked into another one. Ensley Bingham looking for the finish. So a great start then for the Manchester man. And once again rocking McCracken with these big left hooks. And Ensley Bingham coming into this one had already beaten Andy Till on a disqualification. So the end of a good first round then for Bingham. And McCracken tasted canvas for the first time in his professional career. Lovely left hook. Beautiful shot. This is round 9. Tough fight all the way through, with McCracken getting the edge and the upper hand. Of course, Ensley Bingham would contest the vacant British Light Middleweight Championship with Wally Swift. And Swift would win after this. And McCracken would get his chance later, of course. And not too long ago. Lovely punch there again for McCracken. And there wasn't a great deal in this fight. And that's the only downside in Robert McCracken's professional career. And I hate to say it, but some of his fans are not particularly well behaved. 10th and final round then. Good fight, this one. Two good punchers, two good boxers. Very game as well, the pair of them. Of course, what proved to be Bingham's undoing in this and in previous fights was the fact that he never knew when he was hurt like that. And was stopped on his feet by Wally Swift. Stopped on his feet there by Robert McCracken. And unfortunately, McCracken supporters have no regard whatsoever for a boxing ring. They should not be in there. And Nancy McIduff quite rightly doing his nut. Crunching punch there from McCracken. And poor Renzi didn't know where he was. Could have gone down and taken a count and got up to fight on, but just didn't. So McCracken wins the eliminator. Then came the final eliminator against the very elusive Martin Smith from the Brendan Ingle gym in Sheffield. This is the 10th and final round, and on my card, Martin Smith had built up a very clear lead coming into the final round. His jack-in-the-box style just did not suit McCracken one little bit. But a measure of McCracken's focus was the fact that he would find the one punch to change the course of this fight. Smith, tall and gangly, from Huddersfield originally. And not too many people enamoured with his style, but it proved to be effective here against McCracken, who just couldn't seem to get to grips. Then all of a sudden, a right hand, and poor Martin Smith hit the deck. Up almost immediately on shaky legs. And over again. McCracken, of course, could sense that victory was on the cards, but Martin Smith carried on. There wasn't a great deal left in this final round either. But McCracken took the only chance that came his way all night. And Adrian Morgan jumped in and rescued Martin Smith to give Robert McCracken the chance to go forward and contest the British Championship, which of course he'd go on to win. Another very tough test on McCracken's hands. A warm-up for his British title shot against Andy Till came against the South African Chris Peters, based in Swindon with Ricky Porter. And Chris Peters, a very tough man. He'd fought Derek Granger in his British debut, and a lot of people consider him to be unlucky. Granger, of course, recently fought for the British Welterweight Championship, was beaten by Del Bryan. And then Chris Peters faced Trevor Smith, one-time prospect who fought Kirkland Lang for the British title and beat Trevor Smith. Good, tough man. This is the 8th and final round. This is the 1st of December. last year at the Royal Albert Hall. And Chris Peters, known for his durability and his ability, he can whack a bit too. And the kind of man you hurt your hands on. And this is possibly not the kind of warm-up that McCracken might have hoped for with such an important fight facing him just a couple of months later. Referee for this one, Tony Walker. And it was a close match, and that's for sure. Chris Peters acquitted himself very well. I've seen him looking fitter though. And McCracken hit Chris Peters with some punches, and you wondered what on earth kept Peters on his feet. He just seemed to march through everything. So not a great deal left then in this 8th and final round. One of the toughest warm-ups for a title fight I can ever remember. So there's the bell to end it then. McCracken very happy to get the verdict, although Chris Peters felt he might just have done enough. So that's a look back at one of our top prospects in Britain. Stay with us for more action.
McCracken.